Okay.
Thanks. Sorry, I do not know this by heart yet.
No, you haven't memorized it yet?
No.
Take your time. I'll remind everyone that you're our amazing cover artist while you look.
All right, it's okay. I found
You
it.
also did the cover art for our last book before this as well.
All right. So I'm just gonna read an excerpt of this punk warehouse that a woman came home. A young woman came home to find her other friend is missing, with no possible way of them leaving the premise. No sign of them.
It's okay, leader.
Okay. And then I'm doing this. And then we'll just go from there. So. Carla's room looked like the same aftermath of an explosion always did, but it was far too cold. I glanced at the windows, which had been covered with blankets and band posters to insulate the space from the New England winter air. They were all closed tight. I walked past a frog-shaped ceramic ashtray spilling over the butts to Carla's bed, which was empty. She didn't appear to be home. But her worn leather boots were on the floor, kicked into the usual space. Her coat sagged on the chair at her desk, and most chillingly, her wallet and keys sat there on the desk. She never went anywhere without them. As I stood in the cold room, staring at the details of the shadows, the dread grew within me into a full-body shiver as I noticed the hole in the floor past the edge of her bed. A 5-foot wide hole in the floor inspired the fear that she'd fallen through and was grievously injured on some lower level, or worse. Reluctantly, I approached to get a better view. The hole was deep, but oddly enough, it wasn't a puncture through the levels of the building. It seemed to contradict the way buildings are structured. My mind raced to try to understand it. The hole in the wooden floor was warped inward. The angle was gradual, like the start of a funnel, and it seemed to continue past where other rooms of the warehouse might have been. The hole was Dali-esque, a bizarre warping of the wood that should have been impossible unless it had been made of plastic, melted and pulled out of shape. Carla, I yelled, praying my voice would summon a response. I dropped to my knees and opened my fraying messenger bag, feeling my way past the keys, pepper spray, and the buttons from the shows I had attended. I located a small flashlight I kept for roadside bike repair and shone the beam into the orifice into the floor. The angle was sloping, at least, something that brought up some relief. If Carla had fallen in, she might not be critically injured. I leaned in to get a better look at the floor beams, and that all seemed to retain their width and spacing despite their odd curves. Fear for my friend caused me to act rather than plan. I attempted to inch forward, but my boot heel landed in an angle I wasn't used to from the warped floor beneath it, and I flailed my arms for balance. Too late. I fell into the ground and slid into the dark hole.
All